So during the mm, post-COVID days now, I'm sure many of you, or many of your employees, or many of your colleagues work from home, right? There's a hybrid model that is built, and uh, things have changed post the COVID, right? People work from home, and they want to also work in hybrid mode, where at times they come to office, at times they say, okay, today I'm working from home. They seek the permission from their bosses and connect to the corporate. Now, how sure are you that while connecting to the corporate, it's a good secure connection? It's a fairly good secure connection where there are no breaches happening, no compromise happening on the user's laptop, through which further breaches can occur if an attacker gains access to that computer while the user is connected to the uh, corporate, or even even otherwise, when the user connects to the corporate via VPN, like an IPsec tunnel, and after connecting to via VPN, there's no lateral movement done by the user themselves, because the user is impersonating somebody else, right? Or it's a man in the middle attack, or the user has shared username and credentials with his friend or somebody else, and then somebody else is logging into the corporate rather than the right user. These things can happen, and that's a very risky thing, isn't it? So, owing to that, you need to make sure that the users connecting to the corporate are doing so via a secure method, and they are who they actually claim to be, who's the user who's claimed to be, to make sure that the authentication is right and authorization given accordingly. So you need to verify at every step about the user connectivity. So that's about zero trust from InstaSafe just does that exactly. So there's a zero trust security from InstaSafe, which which ISSS deals with. And this zero trust security is available for multi-cloud environment. So we'll see what that is. Today's webinar, we'll speak about the fundamentals of zero trust security, its relevance in a multi-cloud environment, as it states there. I'm just reading out this slide. Discover why zero trust security is critical, explore strategies and tools for implementing it, and learning the key principles and practices for designing zero trust security architecture. Traditional solutions in pre-COVID era is being displayed here, as you're seeing. There was always a firewall. Firewall has always been there at the perimeter, or even in the inside layers, like a layer 2 firewall to protect access between segments, or between DMZ and LAN, whatever. Then you have the IAM solution, identity and access. There's of course the IPS and other devices, which will be there along with the firewall, the intrusion prevention and whatever. So a traditional solution, applications, users, and devices are located within the network perimeter. You all agree, right? They are behind the firewall. And the focus is more on perimeter-based security with the firewall and VPN, where a VPN user connects via the firewall at the perimeter. So you can connect to the corporate via IPsec VPN or SSL VPN, even client or clientless, isn't it? So challenges with today's VPN remote access, you have so many, as it states there, right? You're seeing this slide. The problem is when a user connects to the corporate via VPN, he or she establishes a connection, and there is no guarantee that that PC which the user is connecting from has got proper controls for securing the device because of BYOD. Today, BYOD also is prominent, isn't it? And uh, users may not use the laptop or the device provided by the company, and they might want to use their own devices owing to the BYOD policy. And so you need to make sure that the controls, the security controls on the device are also implemented according to the requirements for security. Else, they can result in breaches. Client can become a bot in a DDoS attack, as it states there. And stolen passwords can be used to gain access to the intranet without proper authentication. This can cause a breach in multi-factor authentication. Perimeters today are vanishing. You all agree? So far, do you have any questions? Anyone kindly uh, feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to clarify. Otherwise, I'll continue.
Not a question, but something which I observed.
Yes.
Even with two-factor authentication, with the firewalls put in place,
Yes.
I stayed in Bangalore for quite some time
Okay.
in a paying guest house.
All right.
So people from the same account. So suppose one has to move, I mean, who wants to chill out on a Friday evening,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but his friend is also staying with him in
Right.
the same, or possibly in the, they easily can share the passwords.
Mm-hmm.
They can share the mobiles. So you can enter through the VPN. There's a OTP that will come in, but the device and the mobile is with the friend. And I've seen this kind of things happening quite
Exactly.
often.
Exactly. That's precisely uh, what I was trying to say. How one of the ways of getting compromised, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
very dangerous thing, sharing credentials or passwords or even OTPs that you're receiving on your devices. Yeah. So,
So I
you,
was just curious. I mean,
yes.
is
Ah,
it something like, companies, at least during the COVID time,
mhm.
it was easy to fool, you know, mid, see, basically, the productivity of everyone during the COVID time was insane.
Mm,
You don't have to travel, so you could
correct.
do a lot of things in half the time. So what do you do with the rest of the time? And
Correct.
also show the company that they are working. So they employed a lot of tricks, within the keyboard and all that.
Correct.
Uh, so later on, the company that I work for, they installed a particular kind of software which actually checked, the iClicks that you have on the computer. So they
Mhm.
were able to at least monitor, whether the person was really sitting in front of the computer and working. But I'm just
Correct.
curious to know,
Mhm.
now the with you know, COVID is over 3 years. Is there any way in which companies can install, basically whether the person who's actually
Mhm.
logging into the computer is a
Mhm.
person who has been given access to the computer? Is there some
Exactly.
sort of
Yes,
yeah,
yes, you can do that with
okay, okay,
zero trust network
okay,
access
great,
solution of InstaSafe. You can exactly do that.
okay, great, great,
Yeah, that supports it. Yes, it supports that
yeah,
feature where you can verify and say yes, this is the person who is claiming to be.
yeah.
All right. So today we know perimeters are vanishing. If and what I mean by that statement is companies are adopting cloud rapidly. They're adopting to a hybrid model. May not be fully on cloud, but they use some servers on-prem and some in the cloud. So applications also accordingly are moved to the cloud. Some are on-prem, some are in the cloud. Assets are increasing, and network proliferation can occur due to BYOD policies, the devices that are used, work from home, and VPNs. So trusting everything in a network no longer holds good within the network because there is nothing called within the network now. People people or employees operate from outside of the boundary. With assets outside network perimeter, attacks can take place quite easily spoofing can take place quite easily, network spoofing attacks, and many more. The complex attacks like bot network attacks, introducing spyware, malware, whatever, API, whatever it is. APT, sorry. So zero trust approach can help in mitigating such security issues. With zero trust security approach, you verify every user, validate the devices that they use, and limit the access for the user in accessing the resources. So there's no trust at any point of time, but the user is always verifying. So zero trust is all about verifying continuously and never trusting. You have identity that is firstly verified, very important, right? Identity is first verified, and then only the access is provided. You have complete visibility. You have a solution that combines identity of the user, identity of the device, and then the encryption takes place on the data that is being exchanged to provide secure access to applications in the corporate. Okay. Now, the approach is like this. Hackers can't attack what they cannot see. So you hide these applications behind in the zero trust environment, behind the zero trust controller. So there is a controller in the cloud, there are applications, and you don't publish the applications at all, and hackers cannot see. So you don't publicly display the applications, but you hide the applications, and hackers cannot see. What hackers cannot see, they cannot attack. That is the policy adopted by InstaSafe. So access is provided to applications even on a need to know basis. There is never a trust by default, and it is always verified. First of all, user and device are verified. So it's the approach is blackening from the world. So applications are not at all visible publicly. That is the first thing. Then any user who wants to connect has to connect using the by okay, the process will be defined in the next line, how the user connects. The user and the device that the user is using will be verified. So identity is verified for the user and the device, and then policies can be set accordingly in a very granular approach. And then there is TLS encryption that takes place for encrypted traffic to be allowed into the network, even while initial connection is on, and even after the connection, the encryption is still on while the data exchange takes place. This is the architecture overview. Okay. So first thing, I'll try and see if I can enable the pointer. Yes, there is a pointer. The first step that takes place in the zero trust authentication mechanism is obviously the user who is remote wants to connect first, right? So the first step is at the endpoint, when the user tries to connect and clicks on the zero trust client that is installed on his or her PC, the endpoint provides device fingerprint by sending in a SPA request or a single point of authorization request. All right, SPA request is sent, and then the request goes to the controller in the cloud. there is verification that's happening at the same time, and the user and the device are verified. So while the verification takes place, you may also set parameters for checking if the user is actually who he's claiming to be by using certain biometrics even, okay, which is supported by InstaSafe. Then there is secure mutual TLS that is sent to the controller for in this secure mutual TLS connection to the controller, the identity is completely verified, and then authentication takes place after the identity is verified. User authentication with multi-factor authentication that can be integrated takes place, and then after the authentication is successful, after the user is completely verified, then the endpoint receives authorization info, and finally the request is granted to the application. So the applications are, as I said, hidden behind the zero trust gateway, and they're not visible to the outside world. Only upon the successful connection, after the SPA request is sent to the gateway again, then the application specific tunnel to the gateway is established. So once the controller has okayed the authentication completely, there is another tunnel that is built to the gateway, because there is authorization information that is sent, relayed by the controller to the gateway, stating that so and so user is going to now connect. It relays a message to the gateway, and that user can now connect successfully by sending the SPA request once again, and an application specific MTLS tunnel to the gateway is established, after which the application access is given to the user only based on the access control rules that have been applied. So authorization, till the authorization comes from the controller to the gateway, the application access also is not granted. So it doesn't mean that once authentication takes place, the user gets access to the application. He or she has to wait for the gateway to receive the OK from controller. That is the authorization and relay message to be sent to the gateway by the controller after the identity is established completely at the controller level. So where is this controller? It is in the cloud. It's in the InstaSafe cloud. The controller then sends that authorization relay to the gateway, which is on premise, and then there is a connection from the client to the gateway that is established successfully, and it lets the application access to go through. So that is the process in the zero trust access, which is made pretty much secure by the identification process, the authentication process, and complete verification that happens every time a user is trying to access an application, right? So it's very much unlike the VPN, and there is no lateral movement possible after the user accesses any application. Because if a user is given access to some application, that user will not be able to see other applications even till explicit access is granted. So only the applications to which he or she is granted access are accessible for that user. It is as simple as that. Use cases of InstaSafe zero trust solution. It's an alternative to the VPN, right? And it gives secure cloud access. Applications are in the cloud. It also gives secure remote access to applications which are on-prem. You can even join domains. It gives you VoIP access securely, and DevOps access, whatever DevOps are there in your network behind your servers, I'm sorry, behind your firewall, and then the secure browser access also is possible. use case, secure access to cloud apps, as you're seeing here, is depicted, where access from internal and roaming users, that means the road warriors who are outside the corporate, can access applications hosted on the cloud while connectivity is being authenticated, and ensuring that users can only access them from authenticated devices and authorized devices as well. So authentication, you can secure it via SAML also. We support SAML authentication. We can use a local IDP, identity provider. We also integrate with third-party IDP required. We support applications like O365, do LDAP integration, all that. There is secure access to hybrid infrastructure even, where roaming users can access enterprise applications which could be in the cloud or hosted on premise. So this is hybrid infrastructure use case. So our controller, where is it hosted if you ask? It is in our cloud, and we support AWS, Azure, and GCP for hosting our controller. Our controllers work there in the in high availability. There are multiple controllers, and if there is any issue with a single controller, immediately the request gets redirected automatically to another controller in the cloud, so that zero trust will never suffer zero trust access. This is a cloud to cloud connectivity. We also support inter-cloud connectivity between two of our gateways. Let's say there are applications in Azure and AWS, we can connect between the two. So here, what do we solve? The cloud to cloud connectivity for any kind of data that needs to be accessed in another cloud from a specific cloud, and the performance is never affected while doing so, even when you are accessing applications in another cloud from a specific cloud. There is a product demo link here. I can share this product demo link with you all. You can go through the demo at your convenience. InstaSafe Zero Trust platform differentiators are mentioned here. So the first thing is that we use a drop all firewall by default. We don't allow any connections to occur by default. Then there is a single packet authorization, which I mentioned about, a SPA authorization. We can integrate with multi-factor authentication, MFA. We have our own MFA as well. Device is authorized. Now, the beauty is on this device, okay, we also check if the device contains antivirus or anti-malware. Is it installed? And if not installed and updated, the connection will not occur to the corporate using the zero trust. So we go to that extent where device authorization along with the security is taken into consideration, device security as well. So if a device does not comply with the latest updates pertaining to even operating system or the anti-malware that is present, which can be detected by zero trust, it doesn't allow the connection. Then there is behavior authentication. We support, we can identify users by behavior. How fast a user types on his keyboard. The keystrokes are kind of measured, and then using neural networks, it learns. Okay, it's kind of machine learning objective, where using neural networks, it learns how, in what pattern a user types the keyboard, like how much is his press pressure on each key. All that is recorded, and a user is then identified. Yes, this is the same user who's trying to log in. So you can enable behavior authentication multi-transport layer security, MTLS is present. And then there is, we support identity management, including third parties. So these are the security measures we take while establishing a connection with zero trust, and that's a major differentiator when compared to a VPN or even other competitors, because we have our proprietary method of doing the SPA authentication and even device authorization. InstaSafe zero trust solutions versus other security solutions, you're seeing a kind of comparison here. Okay, so RDP support, split plane architecture, we differentiate between the data plane and control plane. That's the beauty with us as well. Then that's another differentiator. Then there is integrated single sign-on available with multi-factor. We do device posture check, which I just mentioned about. So if device posture doesn't comply, we don't allow a connection, like antivirus not updated, etc. We provide RBA, role-based access control, and continuous health monitoring as well. So we have some customer success stories here. One of the world's largest global business process management company uses solutions in India, Southeast Asia, Africa, and USA. This is one of the success story we have. So we are scalable. That what we're trying to say here is that scalability is a yes. In our case, we do scale up very quickly and deploy very quickly. In fact, for one of our customers of InstaSafe, we scaled up from 50 clients to 5,000 clients within a period of 15 days. Do you believe it? That's the kind of scalability that we have. In 15 days, we could scale up a client who wanted to immediately start work from home for their employees by installing 5,000 clients, 5,000 plus clients from 50 clients. And we did so within 15 days. And this was not just in one location, it was, one country, it was multi-locational, as in countries like, I think we did it for the JPAC region as well as EMEA region for this client. We have so many customers as reference. We have customers reference from all these who trust us, right? And they are using, all these people are using our solutions of InstaSafe successfully today. We have an ITITES, retail, and financial services as well. These are some of them. We have many more clients. That's about it. So thanks a lot for your patience and attending this webinar. If you have any questions, and we can take this further by giving you a demo if required. I can share the demo links and go through the demo, and then
Yeah.
can reach out to us for any POC requirements. Yes, please.
Yeah, Shrikant, this is Vinay.
Yes,
Hello?
please. Yes, I can hear you. Please tell me.
Yeah, how about the pricing and all? What is the cost and all?
Commercials, okay, I'm not in a position to answer right now. I'm sorry for that, but we can come back to you within a day. No problem. By Monday, we
No,
can
the question
come
I
back to
asked
you.
is, since it's a new
Costing, right?
product, even,
Yeah.
costing, it's a new thing, so that I should know each and everything, like how it has been,
Yes,
and can I have a demo also for this?
yes, absolutely. Like I said, we'll share the demo link. And if you have any ready clients, or if it's you who is the end user, we can even move forward to giving a POC as well. We can do a
Okay.
POC also. Yes, no
Sure.
problem.
Yeah.
We are ready for that. Not an issue at all.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Sridhar.
Oh, welcome.
And one question.
Yes,
One
please.
question over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How are you integrating with AWS cloud services like AWS, Azure, and GCP? Do you have
Okay.
a software as a service,
Uh,
or how are you going to
yeah,
deploy it
yeah,
in the
yeah,
cloud?
yeah. So good question. I can simply say that we are a technology partner with AWS
Okay.
and Azure in this case, and we use uh, the AWS infrastructure effectively by installing our software on virtual machines which are present in the cloud, which we have already have acquired due to our technology partnership that we have.
Okay.
They are already
As
there
a
running, and we can. Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Please tell me.
Yeah, as an AMI level, since AWS has a list of AMIs, right? Based on that
Yes.
AMI, you are being publicly hosted in the AWS side, correct?
Exactly. Yes, yes. And we have
Okay.
controllers present in every uh, country,
Okay.
including, yeah, we started in India as well. We have
Okay.
controllers in India. We have controllers in the uh, Asia Pacific region, that is, mean to say, JAPAC region. We have
Mhm.
controllers in the US, in the Africas, and North America as well.
Let's say on AWS, we have a specific regions like North Virginia, Ohio,
Yes,
India,
yes, yes,
Sydney. In
yes.
those regions, all the controllers are available, correct?
100% right. Yes, they are available.
Okay, okay, fine. Then. Yep. Sridhar, if you can share your contact details as well as your email ID. So let's say if I want to contact and if I need a POC for my customers also, so
Yes,
that I can get it involved for you also in that
definitely.
case.
Rajesh will share the details with you all, and you can
Sure,
get in touch with us anytime. Not a problem if you need a POC.
Sure,
sure,
Srikant. I
sure,
will
sure.
share information to you.
And,
Shrikant,
we'll have an InstaSafe engineer doing the POC for you. Yes, please.
Sure.
Another person had a connection question.
Shrikant, hi, this is Marina Verghese.
Yeah, hi. Yes.
Thank you, firstly. It was a good demo. Appreciate it. When you say behavioral analysis, does
Yes.
it require a certain amount of learning? There is a certain time frame that you say, okay, it has achieved that learning and now it knows the users, movements and
Yes, correct, correct. Yes. It will require a little time, but yes, we can do that. I can, uh, like I said, because it is, like you rightly said, it has to learn the user's uh, behavior and using the patterns. I mean, how is the pattern of using the keyboard, the key pressure, the speed of typing, everything is measured, and behavior information is stored and compared the next time the user logs in. So in the first time the user logs in, you can keep it enabled, and then the user behavior is learnt by the system.
right. And we don't necessitate that it would require a certain time frame before, it can be set and
Yeah, there is a time frame, but I can come back to you on that precisely, as I don't belong to the implementation team. The implementation engineers will be able to tell us how quickly the behavior patterns are learned, and the feature can be implemented. I can come back to you on that exactly. But yes, definitely, clients are using that successfully.
does all this kind of slow the system and that kind of have we having all these implemented and does it slow the performance in any ways or
So latency is expected when you are going to up the security levels, no doubt, but it is negligible in our case. We might even uh, give you a POC, and you can kind of experience that. What is the performance and latency in that case while you're accessing the applications? It's hardly felt, to be honest,
okay
because I have worked on the product, and it's like negligible, the latency.
all right thank you Shrikant.
Oh, you're welcome. And if in case
Srikant, does it support SAML-based authentication also?
SAML, yes, absolutely. I did mention that we support
Yeah, yeah.
SAML. Yes, we do support
Okay.
SAML, single sign-on, all these we support. Yes.
Other than service, do you have another integration with Citrix, VMware, and all?
Third-party
this?
integration is possible, but that will be a customized solution. Like
Okay.
for example, just an example could be an Okta IDP or RSA,
Correct.
MFA, things like that. Even even VMware, yes, VMware also we can integrate.
No. The question I asked is since as a Citrix solution as well as VMware Horizon solution. So
They
even
are
this product can
competitors
be.
for us. They are competitors for us. Citrix. We have a comparison with Citrix. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, or you have any?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions from the audience? This is Rajesh
Is
here.
the PPT shareable? If yes, could you share it?
Sure,
Yes, I can. I'll share the.
to all who are attending this.
Yeah, I'll share the content in a PDF format. Yes, and Rajesh can share it with you all.
Yes, Srikanth. Srikanth. You send it across to me. I just share this.
Yeah,
PPT
definitely. You can
on
share with
PDF
everybody. Yes.
format.
No problem. You can share it with everybody. Yes.
Thanks, Srikanth. And any other questions, if you have, we'll have to get the clarifications from Srikanth. Unless we just go and wind up this forum. This is what I'm just looking for. Whether you have any queries, we can extend this. Thanks for joining. And I think it's a wonderful session. We had, and we have a lot of knowledge in we have wonderful knowledge getting the zero trust architecture product, and it could be great to everyone to join our forum. Thanks for everyone again. Once again,
thank you everyone, and
thanks.
Anybody who wants to take it forward, we can have a further detailed technical session as well.
Sure.
The presentation and demo. Yeah.
We do that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, then shall we end the session? Unless anybody
Thank
else
you.
has any question. Are we done with questions?
In case of any queries, you can send a mail to us and we will forward the mails to Srikanth. If any technical discussion also, we can arrange for the same. And thanks for everyone to joining this. And have a wonderful day today.
Thank you. Continue having a good evening. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so very much, Rajesh, as well as.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.